Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I have some very big news to share with you all. We're going to talk about VeChain and its adoption by Tim Draper, the well-known investor who's, of course, a crypto bull. This is pretty significant. I want to share the details with you. We also have Grayscale Investments, which is obviously the world's largest crypto investment firm. They have added a new fund. And then Katie Haun, who's an Andreessen Horowitz alumni, she just raised $1.2 billion to invest in stocks. No, my friends, to invest in crypto. Big things happening. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he's looking to make crypto a payment option for taxes and different things that within the state. This is pretty significant. So we're going to talk about this and a lot more before we get there. Please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, quick heads up, I uploaded my interview with Congressman Byron Donalds earlier today, and he's actually out of Florida, and he's part of the bipartisan group that sent SEC Chair Gary Gensler a letter about the overburdensome crypto reporting requirements that the SEC has been essentially pushing on crypto and blockchain companies. So you don't want to miss this interview. Once again, part of that bipartisan group of both Democrats and Republicans putting pressure on the SEC. So I'll put a link in the description. Be sure to check it out. Now, a quick word from our sponsor, and that is TaxBit, which is the leading tax service provider in the crypto industry. This is a service I have used for years, and I've used again this tax season, guys. It makes my life so easy to calculate all my crypto gains and losses from my trades and my sell and different times I've taken profits and so forth. So it's a really great platform, easy to use. You connect your exchanges. It pulls the data out from all your respective transactions, and then it spits out the forms for you that you can file directly with the IRS or give it to your accountant. It's a really great platform, guys. They're well known, well trusted, and most of their technology is actually integrated into many exchanges already. So I highly recommend this platform. And if you'd like to learn more, check out the link in the description. All right, let's look at the market, guys. Looking good. Today was actually a very good day. Bitcoin currently over $42,000. It is up 3.3% from a 24-hour perspective and around 8% from a 7-day perspective. In fact, Bitcoin hit $43,000 today. So it was a very strong day. Ethereum crossed over 3,000, and we saw some of the altcoins making some big jumps. So looking good. And if you recall in yesterday's video, I talked about this could be a bullish week, right? Given the narratives that are being laid out, given that we closed last week with a very strong green candle. And if you can see here on the weekly chart, the Bitcoin weekly chart, we have a nice green candle forming so far for the week. Now, obviously, the week is still young. We still have a lot more days to go. And I'm hoping this trend continues and we see another strong green candle this week. We got a strong closing on Sunday, and hopefully it mirrors what we saw in the summer of 2021, where Bitcoin was on that downtrend. We moved sideways. Bitcoin found its bottom and then started printing green candles on the weekly chart consecutively. And here, I'm hoping that's the case. And, we've been talking about the different scenarios. One, that Bitcoin is retracing. It goes to 55, 58K before heading into the bear market correction. And then we have alt season pop off as Bitcoin's correcting. Other folks have the theory or the thesis that Bitcoin has not hit its blow off top yet. And this move upwards is going to continue to higher highs or new all-time highs. So we'll see what happens. I'm here to make money. I just want higher prices. I will start taking profits at the 55, 58K range. And certainly I'm not cashing out all my Bitcoin. I'm leaving some just in case we do go towards the $100,000 price point. And of course, I've got a lot of alts in my portfolio that I want to take profits on. So certainly looking forward to higher prices. Now, check this out, guys. Florida governor confirms the state is working on a plan to let businesses pay taxes in Bitcoin and other crypto. This is very bullish. And we're seeing dominoes fall across the United States where different bills are being introduced to make Bitcoin legal tender and to be able to pay the federal or local government fees and taxes with crypto. And it certainly makes sense. This asset class is getting adopted. A lot of people own crypto now. And we see a lot of governments, both local and on the federal level, are looking to adopt crypto wherever they can. And obviously in Florida, the city of Miami, Mayor Francis Suarez actually was leading the charge ahead of time. He was ahead of the curve, I should say. And now we're seeing other mayors do the same thing, and obviously states. Guys, bullish times are ahead. I hope you have a macro level view. A lot of big dominoes are falling here. You got billionaires and massive investment firms capitulating. You have governments, both local and on the federal level. Biden just did the crypto executive order. So game theory will play out here. And, Florida does this, expect local states or neighboring states, I should say, do the same thing. And I think we're going to see a lot of this across the United States. So very bullish news, in my opinion. Now, speaking of states, we have some not so good news out of New York, but I'm not worried about this. I believe this is some political posturing, probably some bargaining chips for negotiation. We saw it in the EU recently, and that is the New York State Assembly is considering a bill today that would enact a 2-year ban on proof of work crypto mining in the state. The EU just tried to do that. Of course, it got kicked out. I've said it many times. Any of them that ban a Bitcoin proof of work or any level of crypto, they are writing a death sentence for their economy, whether it be the entire country, the state, or the city. So once again, this is not anything to panic about. There's been a lot of Bitcoin mining in New York. We know Mayor Eric Adams of New York City is bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. He's been trying to attract companies. So I think this is going to get kicked out. And even if it's enacted, they're going to retract it eventually because, again, this is a new disruptive technology. It's going to create a lot of jobs and revenue and tax revenues and so forth. So they would be writing a death sentence to their respective economies, guys. So just heads up on that. And the Blockchain Association, they took action. You guys may have seen my interview with Ron Hammond from the Blockchain Association. And they said, here's what we're doing in opposition, plus why the bill would put New York at a disadvantage. First, we submitted a memo in opposition to the bill to the relevant committee's chairperson. If the bill makes it out of the committee, it would be considered plus voted on by the assembly. So they're doing their thing to push back and advocate and educate as well. So looking, good that looking good that the Blockchain Association is, stepping in to advocate for crypto. And this is what we need. We need groups like this to go out there and educate and to steer folks in the right direction. Now, Japan, to simplify the listing of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and 14 other cryptocurrencies in Japanese crypto exchanges. This is good news, my friends. And Crypto Eddie, I should say, who's out of Japan, she said that this is for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and 14 other assets to be green listed guidance for new exchanges like Coinbase coming to the Japanese market. And they kind of called out Blockworks on this because they only highlighted Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it's for 14 or 16 different digital assets. So crypto is global. This asset class is being adopted in multiple countries, it's being regulated in multiple countries, and we see a lot of money being invested. Now, the J.W. Verrett, who I'll be interviewing very soon, he's the one who recently talked about he gave some pushback to Gary Gensler and the SEC about how they're regulating the market. Well, he retweeted this and said the SEC could do this today if leadership were willing. Instead, their current posture threatens digital asset holders with destruction of their holdings via enforcement action. Well said. That this is spot on. And once again, I'll be interviewing him soon so we can learn more about the conversations he's had and feedback he shared with Gary Gensler and the SEC. Now, nevertheless, things continue to move forward with institutional investors taking big positions and expansions and so forth. The Grayscale's latest fund focuses on smart contract platforms. The world's largest digital currency asset manager introduced its 18th investment product. Wow. And let me give you the details. The Grayscale smart contract platform X Ethereum fund is a market capitalization weighted portfolio that tracks the CoinDesk smart contract platform select X ETH index. Wow, that's a mouthful. Smart contracts are programs run on blockchains that automatically, okay, yada, yada. We know about that. And obviously it includes DeFi and so forth. The top funds or the fund's top holdings as of March 16th were Cardano and Solana, each at roughly 24%. Avalanche and Polkadot account for 17% and 16% respectively of the portfolio. The fund also allocates to Polygon Matic, Algorand, and Stellar XLM. So pretty cool. We're continuing to see more expansion of funds and capital being raised and invested. All bullish news, my friends. And I know some of you who are maybe new to the market, like, why isn't the price pumping because of this news and yada, yada. Market cycles are playing out. Just like the example I shared with you guys about Amazon, and when its stock fell 80% in the year 2000, did that mean Amazon was dead? Did that mean the price would never go back up? Of course not. It did go back up. So we have to understand that there's other aspects to markets than just the news, right? Or a company's revenue amounts. It doesn't matter if they had a great quarter. What matters is, are we in a bull market or a bear market or a short-term bear market, which, you know, the crypto market's in right now. So folks have to be able to see the market holistically. Sometimes we look at it just through one silo or one lens when you have to look at it holistically. What are the different catalysts and factors that are affecting the market performance at this point? So just heads up on that. And you know, these folks are building and investing right now. And despite what is happening with the price, even if the price is in a downtrend, they don't care because they have a long-term outlook. I've said it many times that institutional investors have been able to beat out retail for as long as you know, these things are being documented because they have the patience. They're not moving by emotions. And if the market's up or down, they're just looking at the fundamentals and other factors, all right? And they know that adoption's on the horizon, mass adoption is coming, and higher prices will be coming. Here's an example. A16Z, Andreessen Horowitz, alumni, Katie Haun, raises $1.5 billion for 2 new crypto venture funds. You think they're worried about the price right now? Oh, the price haven't moved in 3 years. I've been waiting for so long. That's not how they operate. They know that having a macro view and taking a position and being patient is the way to go. The money's being split between an early stage fund and an acceleration fund. Couldn't say that for a second. Let me give you some more details. So Katie Haun, certainly she was, you know, part of Andreessen Horowitz for a while, and then she left, started her own firm called Haun Ventures. And the funds included $500 million for an early stage fund and $1 billion for an acceleration fund, amounts that are noteworthy for a new fund set up by a single person. Obviously, she's got the cachet, the connections, so it was probably easy for her to raise it. Any random person who came along would not be able to do that. So backing came from A16Z and some of that firm's individual partners, as well as from university endowments, charitable foundations, and family offices. Guys, and this is according to Axios, Haun, who spent more than 10 years as a prosecutor with the Department of Justice, told Axios that Haun Ventures will seek to become a registered investment advisor, an IRA, which would remove caps on the amount of capital that can be used for token purchases. Let me emphasize what was just said there. Token purchases. Think on that for a second. I know a lot of these funds invest in equity in the companies, like an exchange, a wallet service, and so forth. A lot of them are buying the tokens now. My friends, bullish times are ahead. I know some of you may say, Well, why isn't the, when they buy, why isn't the market pumping? Why isn't the price going up? I think I've talked about this with you guys. It's called OTC, over the counter. And they also do it strategically. Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy has talked about this, that they bought Bitcoin, but they buy it in small increments where it doesn't move the market. And that can be done easily with algorithms and trading bots and so forth, right? So they'll go through Coinbase, and Coinbase will buy at a certain price over time. They'll just spread it out. So it doesn't look like a whale just dumped $1.5 billion to buy Bitcoin or some other crypto, right? And once you understand these things, you just know what position to take and to be patient, guys. So A16Z and Sequoia Capital both went the IRA route with their firms. Here's a quote: "We're energized by the opportunity to invest in every layer of the Web3 tech stack, and we'll back projects in their early stages, as well as when they are ready to accelerate growth," Haun said in her post. Guys, this is so bullish. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. More capital is coming. In fact, I'll be interviewing a firm very soon who raised $1 billion to invest in crypto, and not just for the equity investments, but for the tokens. So stay tuned for that. Here's another example of money being raised around the globe. New $100 million fund aims to bolster blockchain development in Vietnam. The crypto platform seeks to offer DeFi projects liquidity incentives and achieve regulatory compliance for crypto firms. AEX reported its user base is growing in Thailand, Vietnam, Russia, the United States, and Canada. A recent survey by consumer insights provider Toluna found that the most receptive countries to cryptocurrency were Vietnam, the Philippines, Thailand, and India. Man, this asset class, like I've said many times, it's going to be the greatest asset class ever. Why? Tokenization, my friends. Under the umbrella of crypto, you're going to have stable coins, cryptocurrencies like your Bitcoin, which are mined, your digital assets, your proof of stake tokens, NFTs, DeFi, borrowing and lending, and much more. And then the tokenization of securities and commodities and traditional assets, like tokenizing a painting, a rare painting, or tokenization of real estate. All of these things will be on the blockchain. And guess what? It's not specific to one country or a handful of countries. It is global. And I've given the analogy many times, or the story or the example, that a billionaire can buy some Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and our average Joe or somebody living in New Zealand or somewhere in Australia or wherever, right? Maybe they live in Antarctica. If they have internet access, they can go buy a few $100 of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and they're part of the same asset class as that billionaire. And they don't have to be an accredited investor. There's no gatekeepers here. There's never been anything like this in the history of the world, guys. And this is what gives this asset class a lot of potential, and the prices can be exponential because you're talking about capital coming from everywhere, from the richest to look. I got to be careful with my words here, because I don't want to say the poorest, but rather to the average earner, right, in each respective country, who's not like filthy rich or driving Lamborghinis or something like that. Once again, the average Joe. So it's amazing. And what's interesting is that a lot of average Joes right now are able to front run a lot of the institutions, especially in the United States, because of lack of regulatory clarity. So there's never been anything like this in the history of the world. So the platform AEX plans to offer crypto financial derivatives in Vietnam, open an office, and support the country's blockchain ecosystem with the $100 million fund. Amazing, amazing what is happening. AEX Chief Brand Officer Sergina Asya, if I'm saying that right, said in a statement Monday, the Southeast Asia is critical to the company's further global expansion, and Vietnam is a key country within the region. The company, founded in 2013, supports more than 300 tokens and has more than 1 million users. Wow, guys, I read this and I'm like, wow, I am buying the dip. I'm just leaving it. Of course, I'm not investing money that I can't afford to lose. So I want to make sure that's clear. I have my savings, I have my 401k, I have some money in stocks and obviously a secondary property and things like that. So I'm not dumping all my money into crypto. I'm not dumping money I can't afford to lose that will keep me up at night. Is it my biggest holding as far as all my investments? Of course, because as Paul Tudor Jones said, it's the fastest horse in the race. We are in the first inning, and this thing is going to take off. And obviously, I told you guys about the global reach, the exponential growth it could see. So bullish times are ahead, and I'm ready to wait years as well for another bull run to make more profits. Obviously, I'm going to take profits in this bull run, but I'm also thinking about future bull runs. Now, some VeChain news. Many of you know I hold VeChain in my portfolio. I'm very bullish on it. Some of you have seen my portfolio breakdown. If you're a channel member, you have access to this. And obviously, XRP is my number 1, Bitcoin my number 2, Ethereum my number 3, Litecoin my number 4, but I'm not buying anymore. This is from I've been here since 2016, so I bought a lot of tokens back in the day. VeChain, Algorand. So I believe VeChain is going to be one of the winners. Well, look at this news. Draper University partners with VeChain to train Web3 founders. The broader Draper network of investment funds was an early backer of the blockchain platform for supply chain and business process management. With all the problems that we have with supply chain stuff in the world right now, VeChain, I could certainly see their adoption getting boosted. And I'll be interviewing the founder and CEO of VeChain, again, Sunny Liu, pretty soon. So I'm going to ask him about, the world situation and are they seeing demand on the rise. So the 4-week VeChain Fellowship Certificate Program includes entrepreneurship and blockchain fundamentals to help attendees launch their own Web3 startup powered by the VeChain Thor public blockchain. Draper University will then select about a dozen members of the fellowship program to continue on through the VeChain Web3 Accelerator, which each participant will receive $100,000 in funding in exchange for a 5% equity stake in their startup. Draper University previously held similar programs in partnership with the Blockchain Innovation Lab, Tezos Israel. I hold Tezos in my portfolio, and finance-focused blockchain Algorand. I also hold Algorand. The broader Draper network of investment funds was an early backer of VeChain, which is the blockchain platform, yada, yada. So they kind of repeated themselves here. Guys, this is bullish. We know Tim Draper is very bullish on crypto, heavily invested as well. So big things happening. And guys, I want to, I hope this week we continue to see bullish news and we continue to print green candles, and we see, Bitcoin's retracement, because I'm ready for alt season. That's where, a lot of the money is made. Not saying you can't make money off of Bitcoin. Obviously, I have Bitcoin in my portfolio, but what the studies have showed is that the capital flows from Bitcoin into the altcoins, and that's how it's played out historically. Whether we like it or not, that is how the capital flows. So we want Bitcoin to do well. We want Bitcoin to go as high as possible. And more capital that comes into Bitcoin will then trickle down into Ethereum and the other alts. So I'm ready to take some profits. I want to unload certain tokens that I'm not accumulating more of and that I've held for years, like Sia Coin and Ethereum Classic and so forth. But, I'm certainly excited to see what XRP is going to do, especially with the potential resolution of the lawsuit from the SEC. And obviously VeChain, Algorand, folks like these who are getting, or tokens like these who are getting significant adoption. So that's the news, my friends. What do you all think? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I will talk to you all later.